Ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, the play's The Thing, with your host, Judy Sleed. Special guest, Susan Roden of the South Fork Press Television. Underwriters are Taylor Cohen, Michael Kniggett, Ackerman, Robert Frosted.
Love me in London.
And here's Judy.
I didn't hear the third Judy.
It was there.
Okay, I have this wonderful lady as my guest today, Susan Roden. How are you, Susan?
Very good. It's a pleasure to be here, Judy. Thank you for inviting me.
It was such a nice event where we met.
Right.
Ellen's Run.
Yes, this past Sunday.
Yes. Did you run also?
Actually, no. My job is to give out the roses to the breast cancer survivors. I've been doing that for the last 12 years. So it's quite an honor. I'm also a breast cancer survivor. So when these ladies cross the finish line wearing their pink bandana, I get to hand them a beautiful rose that's been donated by Buckley's. So.
Well, I'm not a survivor of that, but when I came across the finish line, everybody was applauding.
Oh, I know. And it's a great feeling.
Yes, it is.
And you're so proud of yourself for doing the run.
I did. I mean, I have to be very honest. I didn't run. I walked.
That's okay.
But I did the distance. And one of the highlights was Elvis. Oh, look, I found Elvis there. And I said, Elvis, will you take a picture of me?
And the pink Cadillac.
Oh, yes, the pink Cadillac. Here, there it is. That's me. And the other gentleman just stepped into the picture, and I have no clue who he is.
It's a great picture,
but
though.
Elvis and me, yes. He looks better than ever, wouldn't you say?
And he
Elvis?
sounded great. He sang to all the ladies.
Yes, yes, it was really wonderful. And they had a lot of other things there that was really interesting. And
we broke a record. We had almost 1,100 people walking and running, and the most we've ever had was 998. So we were determined to break 1,000, and we did. So
that's
that
what
was great.
Julie said. You know, the founder of this Ellen's Run was here on my show a couple of weeks ago, and she said she's going to try to break that. Right. She did.
No, she has to be very proud of herself, all the volunteers.
It was such a wonderful event. I'm so happy I volunteered to go.
Thank you. And hopefully next year you'll even be more involved. We're
yes,
maybe I'll run.
Maybe I'll be running and not walking.
Oh, okay, excellent. Good for you. But we had about, I would say, 45 survivors participating. Which
and
every year.
Do you know already what the results was, like how much money was raised?
No, I don't know how much money. You know, we're still figuring out. The money's still coming in, and we're trying to figure out the expenses. But I think we did very, very well. And most of the money stays here, either with the South Fork Breast Health Coalition or Southampton Hospital's Breast Center. So it's a great group.
It's wonderful how many, I felt so good seeing so many local people around. So where did everybody come from?
No, they love it. And then we have Raji Raj, the DJ, and Nancy, who does the warm-up, the exercises. So it's a great family event, all ages. One year we had a baby that was 2 weeks old.
Yeah, I saw a lot of little kids running, walking, running, whatever they were doing. So I see you have a few pictures here. I'd like to talk about it. This Lord Jim, Sail the Dream.
Right. And
you want to tell us about this?
Sure. The dream is an end to breast cancer. Unfortunately, out here on the East End, we have a high rate of breast cancer.
Is that right?
And being the founder of the South Fork Breast Health Coalition, we are always raising money to help the women and the men with breast cancer and their families. So our next big event is the Sail the Dream on Lord Jim, which is a 141-foot mega yacht. Wow. And they have donated the yacht to us. And it's during the Sag Harbor Charity Cup Challenge, which has 14 America Cup sailboats racing for all local charities.
So the yacht actually is going to race?
Not this yacht, but the America's Cup sailboats race in Sag Harbor. It's a 2-day race, and we are on the boat Heritage. We are sponsored by Bridgehampton Bank, and we have I guess it's 9 men who all have been affected by breast cancer, either their wives or their moms or their sisters or their daughters, and 4 breast cancer survivors sailing on the boat. And we hope to win. Last year we had an all-women's team, and we had a great time. We had a fabulous time, but we didn't win. So this year we're getting a little bit more competitive. And then
by winning, what you need to do?
You have to, all the 12 sailboats race, and who's ever the fastest sailboat takes home the purse, which is over $10,000. Wow. But in the meantime, those of people who want to just watch the race can come on Lord Jim and have breakfast, have lunch, watch the sailors on Sunday, which is September 16th. And we're charging
September 16th, and you have to buy tickets?
Tickets. They're $250 a person or $400 a couple. And this is something totally different for us. We are a very, very grassroots organization. So usually our things are $20 or $40.
Yeah.
But this time, because of this mega yacht, we decided we were going to try our luck, and hopefully people will spend a little bit more money to help us. But it should be a great day.
There's lots of money out here.
Yes. And there's even a jacuzzi on that boat.
Wow, a jacuzzi, that's great.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, at least for somebody like me, so it should be great.
Yes. And what is this other picture you have here? This is something different. In October,
which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we are having our 3rd annual birdhouse auction. And Renee Zelliger came to the first one, and she will be at this 3rd event, and she does a birdhouse for us. She's our honorary chairperson. And it started by a local woman, Karen Mannix, who had breast cancer, who's an artist, and the coalition was able to help her with support groups, financial assistance, massages, wellness programs, and she wanted to give back. So she started this birdhouse auction for us.
So in other words, you're going to have a lot of different birdhouses up for auction.
And it is October 13th at the Cultural Center at Southampton. And we have about 70 local artists, famous people. Aretha Franklin has done one, Ann Curry.
Is this similar to the sneakers that they did?
Yes, they came to the birdhouse auction, loved it, and they wanted to expand it. And because Allen's Run is a run, therefore sneakers. So it is very similar.
So in other words, artists will decorate the birdhouses.
Right. And I will definitely bring the birdhouses the next time on your show. The houses, when it first started, I thought each house would be just sort of painted gently. They are all so unusual, so different. Some people build their own birdhouses. One was a fish, another one was a sailboat. They're absolutely incredible. And we raised quite a bit of money. Last year we raised about $28,000.
Wow.
So
that is really great, all the work you're all doing for charity.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
The birdhouse, I have to mention this. When I was a young mother, I ran a 4-H club.
Oh.
And one of our things that we made was a birdhouse. Don't ask me
So I was going to say, do you still have it? We can use it.
I wish I did. I have to ask my daughter, who was with me, if she still has it. But I remember making a birdhouse. It was, I can't remember how I did it.
Well, we have some that are all covered with beads, some that are all beach glass, some that are shells.
You mean if I wanted to, I could make one and make it part of it?
We would make an exception for you. We now have enough, but if you wanted to do one, of course, we would love it if you did one for us. Thank you.
See, that would be fun. So let me ask you, how long have you been living out here?
I've been living out here almost my whole life.
Really?
Yes, I live in Watermill, and I work at Southampton Hospital in the breast center. I'm their community outreach coordinator, and my passion is to try to get all the women out here to do self-breast exams and over the age of 40 having their yearly mammograms. And I'm very fortunate at the hospital that if the women don't have insurance, I can get them a free clinical exam as well as a free mammogram. So it's great.
How long have you been with the hospital?
The hospital, I've been working there for about 10 years. I took a couple of years off, but then I've gone back. So, and I'm very lucky. I love my job. I love helping the women out here. And the coalition works very closely with the hospital. And like I said, we have support groups through Ellen's Run. They have given us a very large donation so we can pay for an oncological social worker. So we have support groups in East Hampton, Southampton, and Hampton Bays. And then we also have enough money. We just received a $45,000 grant from the Susan G. Komen Foundation to help the women out here. And I'm going to keep bragging. We were just chosen the most innovative coalition, breast coalition in all of New York State. We just won that award about 2 months ago. So I'm very proud of all the work.
You probably earned it. You probably worked very hard.
We work very hard. I have incredible volunteers who help us, and you know, people like you that just want to spread the word and get the women out there to take care of themselves.
Yes, I met a lot of wonderful people at Ellen's Run, and the night before I went to the cocktail party.
Right, at Chuck Scarborough's house.
Yes, it was, I couldn't believe all the people who showed up and all the money they spent.
I know. Thousands and thousands of dollars on sneakers.
Yes, it was. And those sneakers were unbelievable.
They were
really
spectacular.
Some people have imagination.
I know, the one on the skateboard and then on the surfboard.
And one that was covered with beetles.
Oh, right.
Did you see?
Right. I like it that a lot of people have a sense of humor, though. They really had fun. A lot of graffiti artists, and Pamela Willoughby was the lady who was in charge of that whole event and getting the sneakers. She's in the art world, and she did a fabulous job. And then, of course, Julie Ratner and her sister, Lee Levin, are two incredible go-getters. So.
You know, I was standing behind the sneakers. They were so big, I couldn't see some of the people.
Oh, you were stuck behind one of the tables guarding?
Yes,
oh, okay.
Yes. And they said, oh, this is Julie's sister and Chuck's sons and in-laws, and I just couldn't see them. Well, anyway, I heard they were there, but I was very happy to be there and help out.
Well, thank you. And Chuck Scarborough's sister, Cindy, was a very good friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Yes, she passed away about 3 years ago, 2 children. And no, she was a beautiful woman. Actually, we had the same surgeon. We were diagnosed about the same time. But she had a tough fight on her hands. And I was very fortunate the coalition was able to help her with massages and support. So, you know, we got very close during that time.
Good. So let me just find out, I'd like to find out a little more about you. You said you lived here most of your life. Where are you from? I mean, your parents?
My mom and dad lived in Babylon, and then they moved out here when I was pretty young. And let's see, I was diagnosed with breast cancer 15 years ago. And then I had a recurrence 10 years ago, but knock on wood, I am doing very well. And
you're doing some treatments, or what is it you're doing?
I'm on just a couple of different aromatherapy, some hormones replacements that you do when you're done with all your chemo and radiation. I did tamoxifen, and now I'm doing Femara. My oncologist is Dr. Avento, and he takes very good care of me. I go in every 4 months to get tested, and I'm doing great.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
But it was a very lonely journey when I was first diagnosed. You know, there was really nothing out here for breast cancer patients. So another woman, actually Southampton Town Councilwoman Martha Rogers, and myself said, this is for the birds, we're going to start something. And we started the coalition. We didn't even know what we were doing, but we just knew we weren't going to let any woman take the journey alone. So 15 years later, here we are, so and I think we're doing a great job.
I don't want to ask how old you are, because you're already
Exactly, I'm not telling. But I was in my late 30s when I was diagnosed, which then, 15 years ago, people said, oh, you're too young, you can't have cancer. We have a 16-year-old girl in East Hampton High School.
Oh my
we have a 22-year-old in Hampton Bays. There are just so many young women now.
Are you at all curious what causes this?
I'm very curious. One of our first projects was a mapping project, and we showed that on the East End from Riverhead to Montauk, there was a very high rate, and then the state did the same mapping, and they found out exactly the same information, that the East End had a high rate. Unfortunately, you know, we all guess, is it the water, is it the power lines? I don't know what causes it. I would love to find out. But as a small coalition, we have decided our energy and money has to go towards helping the women. We'll let the bigger organizations do the research because we have such limited funds
Right.
You know, and, you know, living out here, sometimes you're forgotten. It's sort of, you know, when you go to meet, you know, go further west, you're like, oh, we thought Long Island stopped at Riverhead. So we're really very active of taking care of the people out here. And that's the best part about Ellen's Run. When I first met them 12 years ago, I was a little bit of a militant saying, the money has to stay out here. I'm tired of the money leaving the East End. And Julie and her sister Lee said, we wouldn't have it any other way. So we are very fortunate to have that group.
Such a wonderful, hard work. She's not giving any credit to herself.
No, she never does.
She says, I have a lot of help, she says.
No. Well, she does. She has a lot of great volunteers, but you need a leader to have great volunteers, and she is the leader.
Most people are followers.
Right, right. Good.
So you have any family?
Do I? Actually, I'm not married. My brother lives in East Hampton. My 3 cousins live. One lives in Sag Harbor, one lives in Watermill, and my 85-year-old mom moved in, and she lives with me. We put an extension on the house. So
oh, great. How is she doing?
She's fabulous. Thank you. She's absolutely wonderful. And she is one of my biggest volunteers. Of course, she's one of my biggest fans, but she's also my biggest volunteer. And Julie's volunteer. She's always doing something. So
that's
she
great.
keeps me on my toes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And I have a 9-year-old niece who, when she was about 6 years old, she slept over and she said, Susie, who do we help today? And I thought if we can get that into the next generation, we're doing a great job, because that's what it's all about, helping others.
Who do we help today? Well, that's great. Yeah, that is, we could make a story out of that.
Right. And the children being, well, you saw them at the run. They take it very seriously. So many of them, their moms or their grandmas had breast cancer. And we have a Garden of Hope on the grounds of Southampton Hospital, where we have the kids come in every spring and fall and help us clean the garden and plant daffodil bulbs. That's the flower of hope. So we really try to get the kids involved.
I only knew one relative who had this. And I have to say, she didn't die from it.
Good. Good.
But she had her breast removed, and she got a lot of radiation, and she was sick, but she lived. She just died recently in a nursing home.
Wow, good for her. Well, the secret is early detection. You know, if you can get the cancer early, you have a great chance, and you can have a wonderful, beautiful life. And right now, we just hired, Southampton Hospital just hired their first breast surgeon, a female breast surgeon, Dr. Valdez. Actually, I'll have to get her on the show. She comes from Beth Israel.
Wasn't she at the...
She was at the run.
Yes, I remember.
To the run. Very attractive young woman.
Yeah, she was being introduced, and I said, she's a surgeon.
I know. She looks like she's a teenager.
She's so slight.
Right.
Very slight.
But she is, she's only been here for about 4 weeks. She's already very busy. She's very dedicated. I can't say enough wonderful things about her. She believes everything that the coalition is doing. You know, she realizes that breast cancer is more than just a disease. You know, it affects you mentally, spiritually. You know, you have to handle all the different aspects.
So when you were younger and you went to school, like, did you say, well, I want to work with breast cancer patients?
Nope. I went to school at the University of Rhode Island. I graduated in history. I said I want to see the world, which I saw a good part of the world. And lived in California, came back here, managed a restaurant, and got breast cancer, and my whole life changed.
So did you ever go to school, like, did you ever study nursing?
Nope.
No, you don't need to do that.
No, I mean, it would be wonderful if I was a nurse or a doctor, but I like to think I'm sort of a born social worker with a heart of gold, I hope. And
well, that's great.
You know, and I thrive on helping people. People say, why do you do this? When I go to bed at night and I say my prayers, I say, God, don't let my cancer return. I'm too busy helping others. So
well, that's
I might have a heart of gold, but I guess I'm very selfish.
No, that goes with it, of course.
Good.
I really think that has a lot to do with it when you keep busy and have a positive thought.
It's so important.
It is, because I have known people who actually talk themselves into being sick.
Right. And you can talk yourself into feeling better. The coalition does a lot of mind-body programs. We have yoga classes, we have visualization, we have art therapy, we have, with the hospital, we have an 8-week program. That's all the mind-body connection. I was fortunate to go to Harvard and take a course there and be trained. And
see, you didn't mention that.
I forgot that part. But it's so important. You know, we can't be happy all the time, and cancer is very scary. But the best advice I was given, and I try to give the women today, is it's okay to visit the dark side. Just don't stay there that long.
Hey, that's a great saying.
If you're not scared, if you don't feel sorry for yourself, it's going to hit you sooner or later, because it's a tough, tough road. But you just have to say, okay, this happened, and now I have to beat it. And the best way to beat it is, besides taking care of yourself, is to give back to the community.
So true. So true. You should give speeches. And you should stand up on a soapbox and
But it's true. They call it, they say it's the runner's high. Helping others makes you feel so good about yourself, and then you're so enthusiastic. I mean, we all got it Sunday at the race. Even if we weren't running, just seeing the people, seeing the lady who had surgery, what, a week ago, and she was in a wheelchair, but she was there, and she's going to beat it.
And one of the reasons I was late, one of the last ones, because I caught up with a lady she caught up with me, who was talking to me about her experience with breast cancer.
Right, you were walking with Millie McDonald and Carol Burns, I think, the two ladies who were in front of you.
They are from up the island.
One's from, well, the ladies I saw you were, they were both breast cancer survivors.
Yes.
One was from Hampton Bays and one was from Manorville.
Yes. All I remember what she looks like, and she said she works at Costco's.
Oh, okay, that's another lady, right, right.
Oh, that's another
lady. She's a survivor as well.
Yes.
And her name just escaped me, unfortunately. But she was also the woman who got Best Buy to have a team. We had a very large, almost 100 people in the Best Buy team.
Oh, yes, you did say that.
Right, Patty. Patty Corona was her name.
Corona?
Yeah, Patty Corona. Not the beer, but...
No, I used to know, one of my best friends when I lived in Baldwin was Carol Corona.
Oh.
And she had like 5 children.
Well, Patty's married, so could be her husband, could be your friend's.
Oh, really? Isn't that funny?
I'll have to find out for you.
Yes, you do, because I don't know what happened to her. She moved away, but she had like 5 children. And we did shows together in school where our kids were in school, and we were in the Ways and Means Committee. And
all right.
Oh, she was a great gal.
Huh. What
So you mentioned you worked in a restaurant. Which one?
The Post House restaurant. It's no longer there. It's right in Southampton. I managed it for quite a few years, and then I worked. When I was a teenager, I worked at the Lobster Inn.
Oh, everybody knows the Lobster Inn.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I've sort of always had one foot in the restaurant business. It's a great way to make connections and to get donations. Because you know everybody. Yes. I don't work in the restaurant anymore, but I stay in touch.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's good networking.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Right.
I find that this is what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of networking, because people come in and they meet people here, and we talk about it, and I learn a lot from talking to people. Even when people come whom I've known for years, when they talk to me here on the show, they tell me things I never knew about them before. Right.
Well, plus it's such a small community out here that everybody's sort of connected, and you learn so much from all the different people here. And a lot of times, I'll talk to you and you'll say, oh, I know somebody who could help you, or how we were talking earlier today about, grant writing or fundraising. I think we can all help each other that way. We don't have to be competitive for the money out here. The art needs it, the health needs it, the children need it.
Right, and when I was at that cocktail party, I met several people who were on my show.
Oh, how funny. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was. I'm always so happy when people say, hi, Judy. You recognize me, because like you said, it's a small community, so people recognize you. Whereas if I was in a Manhattan. You know, I could walk around with the crowd, and I don't know a soul.
So, right.
And they don't know me.
No, and even like you said at Ellen's Run, it was so heartwarming to see all your neighbors there.
Oh, it was. And I thought I was the oldest person there, but somebody in their 80s,
There was a
80s, they won.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
There were quite a few older men and
Yeah.
one woman in her 80s.
And they didn't look it.
No, they looked great.
Moved like.
I think that must be the secret, is the exercise that they're doing.
Right. I was just so overwhelmed with good feelings.
Yes.
Coming away. I mean, just being there and watching everybody, it was a wonderful experience. And if it wasn't for my show here, I would have never known about it.
Right. And now we're going to put you to work. Between Julie and myself, we're always looking for volunteers. So.
Well, when I'm available, I'll be very, very happy.
Well, thank you.
I'm a helping
hopefully
person.
we'll see you definitely at the birdhouse.
Well, let me know.
With the birdhouse that you made years ago.
Oh, yeah. I tried to make another one. I don't know what happened to it. But you just reminded me. I mean, that was so many years ago when my daughter was like 8 or 10 at a 4-H club. Oh, I was teaching them how to break an egg and everything. Well, anyway, believe it or not, my time is up.
Oh.
And it was a delight talking to you.
Thank you. And I hope you invite us back so we can tell the community more about the great things that we're doing.
Oh, by all means.
Thank you,
by all means. And as I said, I expand. I don't only have this show out here in the East End, but up the island in Manhattan too.
Okay, great.
So I'm going to say goodbye like this to everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And see you. Stay tuned for this channel and a lot of wonderful programs here. And a nice setting. And in case you don't recognize me, it's because my hair is blonde. The last time you saw me, I was a redhead.
Oh, we like those changes. Very good. Keep your audience on their toes.
Yes, it was funny that some person didn't even recognize me.
I know